Fudweiser. Fudweiser. I don't see you yet. Where are you? Where are you hiding? Anyway, guys, let's just get rolling.
You could try to play it, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play it, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play it, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now.
Hey guys, what the is going on? How's everyone doing out there? So we're going to talk about when is the time to kind of turn your rigs off. So I don't think now is the time. And honestly, just to get this part out of the way, moving forward, I don't think we're in the bottom yet, but I still don't even think we're going to hit the point where we have to turn off our rigs. But we're going to look into what that means and when you should potentially turn them off. Obviously, depending where you are in the world, things are going to be different. And as we heard, this whole live stream came together because of, I did release that HS Light Gold Shell Miner video this morning, and a comment came across that crossed my mind. And that led to this whole situation here. And obviously, if you're used to our live streams, we talk about thousands of different things and we're all over the place, all over the time. But the main topic here is, when should you turn off your rig? And based on the power in Europe, some people literally, with everything going on over there and how prices are going up on electricity, and you didn't lock in your power price, someone said that the power prices are 40 upwards to 60 cents per kilowatt hour. That is extremely expensive when it comes to using power. And then going through the comments right now, you're seeing non-LHR GPUs for sale on eBay coming out of there, and crazy, lots of stuff. So we're going to look at some numbers and whatnot, kind of compare things and see, like, when should you actually do it? But let's do a roll call and see who we all got here right now. So Mike Baldwin, what's going on? Keith Betts, Seb Chap, S, Johnny's, Gregory, Doug Duncan, clickbaited right into it. Tains, we got, who is this? Orlandis Vencevici. I totally butchered that. Very sorry for that. Bench Swings, Robert E. Wilson, Tains again, Jesse Fremont, what's going on? Crypto Baltus, Tees, Trevor Holmes, what's going on, everyone? Yeah. So when is the time to actually turn off your rigs? So let's just start at good old what to mine. Like, is it still profitable to mine, even like Ethereum? Let's just go with a 6x570 rig right now. We're going to calculate this. And it's currently sitting at 16 cents per kilowatt hour. Looks like Ergo's taken hold because Ergo does use less power than Ethereum. Now let's just see what this looks like at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Actually, this is about the average price. But yeah, Ergo went ahead again. I just checked this before the live stream went live, and actually Ethereum was a little bit ahead of Ergo. But it looks like things are changing. Ergo's difficulty is very, very weird. So it'll slowly drop, and then people will move to it. So some of you guys may be moving to it now. I have been mining Ergo for I can't remember, a few months now on my 4 gigabyte GPUs, just because it uses such less power. Would it? What?
Can't come anymore. He's going to school.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, little one. Had to tell me something. But yeah, Ergo, once it actually drops its difficulty when the miners leave, it comes and shoots up pretty fast. But when miners move to it, the difficulty jumps up fast, and then it stays down below everything for quite some time. And as miners move off of it, it's really slow for the difficulty to finally adjust to that point. So it's very weird how it's all working. I don't know if it's like a broken thing and they got to fix it, or if it's just it working as intended. Anyway, let's look at like 60 cents per kilowatt hour right now on 630.70s. And we're still making profit. 630.70s at 60 cents per kilowatt hour. You're spending a lot on power. Look at that. $16.30 before power, $5.07 after power. But you're still in the green. That is good. You're still in the green. You're still making some crypto. Now, when would you literally have to turn off your miners? So again, it depends where you live and everything, the price of crypto, the difficulty on that coin, making your yields drop down. But eventually it comes down to once you start hitting the red or zero in general. So let's just say, for example, right now we're sitting at $1 per kilowatt hour. What happens if we're at $1? $1, you're now in the negative. And you're spending 780 watts on, okay, that's actually, let's say we're going to use Ethereum. So you're spending 780 watts at $1 per kilowatt hour. You're negative $2.48. So some people will be like, I'm still going to mine through it. The difficulty is going to drop, yada, yada, whatever, when they get to this point. This is if everyone is this, so it's not happening. But if we were in a crypto winter, the prices drop, and now you're making negatives depending on your power. You're better off taking the money that you would have spent on power mining this coin and directly buying this coin itself. So if you're mining it and you never plan on buying this coin, you're just for it, then maybe you're doing it for passive income, maybe you have big beliefs, but it makes more sense to buy this coin because you'll be losing $2.48. If you bought this coin with the same amount of money that you would have spent on power, you would end up with more coins than if you were mining it. So it makes more sense at a situation like this to actually buy your coin and shut your rigs off. Now that's $1 per kilowatt hour. I don't think anybody's doing that, but the majority of people, what are you guys paying? I'm guessing like what, 15 cents? I'm around the 15 cents per kilowatt hour here. So obviously, we got some leeway here. The prices are still, decently profitable, but some people, like, remember, back when the big bull run first hit and miners started jumping on the network, the difficulty went up, and, just losing like $2 or $3 a day, say you're making $10 a day, miners came on there and they're like, awesome, great profits. And like a week later, difficulty and everything adjusts, people were only $7 instead of 10, and that's massive profits. If you've been mining for a while, whoa, that's still, great profits. But people were like, oh, I'm not making very much, and they were literally saying it's not worth crypto mining because they lost $3 a day. There is that mentality out there. You got to keep that in mind, how everybody, looks into things. The same mentality where we look at an LHR scam going around the internet, and, a lot of people are like, we all know this. Why would you even make a video? It's pointless. It's obvious it's a scam. Well, yeah, to you and to, maybe 60% of the people out there, it is obvious. But there's still 30 to 40% of the people that do fall for these things. And you got to be really mindful of everybody, not just, what you know. So keep all those aspects in mind as well. There are people that don't know and don't really know how everything works and what's going on. In UK, it's better to sell before FPOS. Well, Erlandes Van, I'm sorry I'm butchering your name. You're correct there. But, in theory, it's technically right now better for everybody to sell. Even if you're very profitable right now, it is better for everyone to sell in theory right now than after FPOS. Why? Because GPU prices, yes, they are coming down, but after ETH goes to POS, they're going to be way down, where MSRP is going to be the scalper price. Everything is going to be below MSRP at some point because there is going to be a mass influx of hardware. And we talk about it from time and time again that we can just move to another coin. GPU mining is not going to die, and it's not going to die. That's true. You're right. GPU mining is not going to die, and it's going to be different depending where you live in the world and based on your power prices and everything. But in theory, GPU mining for a good couple months, upwards of a couple years, could be unprofitable unless a couple things happen. One, we need a huge price jump going across these other coins. We definitely need that. Two, a lot of miners are going to have to quit. You're going to have to bring that difficulty down. Even if it's a 50-50 split right now across Ethereum and GPUs to ASICs, you're really going to have to look into running as efficient as possible. And you're also going to have to look at people getting rid of their rigs because the difficulty is still set to make everything in the top 10 coins red, which means that's the point where we just looked at where you stop mining and buy the coin for your power instead. So that whole mentality of, you should sell your rigs now over at the end of POS applies to everybody mining, unless obviously if you have solar power, you don't have to worry as much. If you're a giant mining farm, you're paying 1, 2, 3 cents per kilowatt hour. You don't have to worry as much. And then again, if you own your own power plants, like some of these huge farms do, or you're running off, flared gas or something in Alberta or Texas or wherever you are, you don't have to worry about things as much as things. The main people that are going to hit by all this is going to be those residential miners, which is most of us out there. Nice video editing. Hey, Keith Betts, thank you very much. Which one are you referring to? But thanks on that. Gunner Waste, hey, RabidMining from on June, I will turn off my rigs. Power cost now is 31 cents, but from June I have to pay 57. Oh my gosh. See, that's horrible. That's horrible. See, it depends where you are in the world. Literally, some people have to turn it off even right now because of that. If Ethereum keeps being mineable and if we see a nice price jump, people based on their power price are going to have to turn off their rigs because the reality is it's not really worth it. Let's just take an example of efficiency. I wrote an article kind of earlier today. It's on my blog website, but I really do believe, look at this right here. A2000 GPUs could be miners' greatest hope. And I really think that. I think the only GPUs you should really be looking for after the fact of Ethereum, when it's gone and you can no longer mine, are A2000s. You may see a great deal right now on a 3060 Ti non-LHR. You may see a great deal on, you know, a 3080 non-LHR. But guess what? Myself personally, you can do whatever you want, do your own research stuff. I wouldn't buy them. I would go for the A2000s, potentially even the 3070s non-LHR, because they do see the majority a nice boost of hash rate on something like Ergo, and you know they do fairly well across the other coins. Again, it all comes down to your power price and everything else. But my go-to GPUs, number one is the A2000s, and the second best GPU would be a non-LHR 3070. Everything else, I'm not even in the spotlight. Yes, GPU price came down. Oh, look, I can get that one for under MSRP. I'm not getting it. I'm not doing it unless it's dirt cheap. I'm not doing it. I'm only looking for currently myself A2000s or 3070 non-LHRs for this very reason. So let's just have a look. Let's say, you know, a lot of people like scalability. Okay, or not scalability, but they like, you know, pure density. So that's, you know, that's where your 3090s come into play. So let's look at 6 3090s, for example. Let's calculate our profits here. We got 6 3090s. We're still talking about Ethereum, but after the fact, it's still going to apply. So we're making $24.92 after power with 6 3090s. Well, that's 1920 watts, 684 mega hash. Awesome. So let's just take a look into the same thing with A2000s. Same power, 1920 watts, but we got 936 mega hash worth using the same amount of power. Okay, so we're making $24.92 after power with 3090s. Let's calculate that, the same amount of power being used. We're now making $36.64 after power. That's crazy. That went up almost, that's over $10 per day, you know, between using 3090s and A2000s, using the same amount of power. Let's look at Kapow, for example. Ravencoin. You know what? Everyone's going to move to Ravencoin. It looks great. 1920 watts on Ravencoin, 360 mega hash. Awesome. Look, it's looking pretty good. How about 6 3090s? 1980 watts, but 279 mega hash. So let's take a look at the profitability. Now, this is currently right now. And, you know, Ravencoin, we're making $12.92 after power. And if we're rolling on A2000s, we are making $18.95 after power. So using the same amount of power, we are upping our profitability. Also, let's talk about another thing. A2000s or Ethereum Classic. You know what? Ethereum Classic has been pumping. People are saying, you know what? It's going to see huge price discovery. Miners are going to be talking about it. Price is going to go up. Awesome. But, you know, we're worried about how many ASICs are on Ethereum in general. Well, all those ASICs can go straight to Ethereum Classic. That's pretty much the only coin they're going to go to. Yes, there is other coins on ETH. You get a firmware update. You go there. Now we're going to have all the hash rate that's currently on Ethereum Classic, and that can't touch any of that difficulty at all. Remember, only a 5 times difficulty increase is going to make every single coin in the top 10 unprofitable, even if we were at their last all-time high. That's how bad it is. Difficulty can hurt a coin way worse than price can. So we need 2 things to happen. Like I said, massive price jump of probably 5 to 10 times on top of a difficulty decrease, because, you know, difficulty is just going to destroy these coins. But and moving about the A2000s again, the A2000 is probably the only GPU that can compete with an ASIC. So if you want to mine ETC and you got A2000s, you can compete and be slightly better than an ASIC on Ethereum Classic, except for them Jazz miners. Those Jazz miners, they're in a league of their own, and, you know, ultimately nothing can touch them. Like, their hash to watt is like 1 point something. A2000 is like 0.53 or something on Ethereum or Ethash, Ethereum Classic, all same thing. And, you know, 3080s, 3070 Ti's and stuff, they're down to, like, if you're lucky, 0.4, 0.41, 0.39, and those ASICs are better than that. So the A2000 is also one of the only GPUs that can actually compete with ASICs when it comes to Ethereum Classic. Not to mention, it does amazing on every single other coin out there. So that's why I am thinking the A2000 should be the only GPU in your radar. Even though you see some nice prices coming in, GPU prices are dropping. I really get picky with this. Things are going to change after Ethereum's gone, and it's not going to be as simple as just swapping your coin over. Burn baby boy, 1660 Super is a beast. Yes, you know, I don't know the numbers on the 1660 Super. I have been hearing, you know, a lot of good things about it. I really want to get my hands on one to test, because once I finally test one and get numbers I know for myself what they are, then I can add that to the list. The way it looks right now, yes, you know, the 1660 Super could be in that top 3 list to look for GPUs. But until I, you know, get my hands on one, figure one out, look at the numbers, then I'll know for sure. Alephium doesn't seem to require too much power, and you can mine it to your own node. Very interesting. That's one of the coins I have not actually tried yet. But remember, difficulty can hurt things. We can talk about all these other coins right now, but just if you're talking about it right now, other people are talking about it too. And you think you can just point to it, bam, you know, the difficulty is dramatically going to increase and those yields are going to drop. Let's take 2 summers ago. You know, we had what, 300-400 terahash on the network. 12 RX 580s were mining about 1.2 Ethereum per month. 380 megahash was getting 1.2 Ethereum every single month. You fast forward to today, 1 gigahash will drop, is only making like what, 0.4 Ethereum a month. So look how the difficulty affected Ethereum in general. You think you get more hash rate, it's going to make it better. Well, it's not. That's another thing with LHR unlocking. You know, we need an LHR unlocker. We need to get this. We're at 75% now, 80%. You know, I get more mega hash, I'm going to get more money. No. Honestly, if an LHR locker dropped right now to 100% unlock, everyone's going to be like, yes, I get more hash rate. We're going to be making more Ethereum. You're not going to be making more Ethereum. You're going to be making less Ethereum. The hash rate is going to increase probably another 15 to 20% on the network. That's going to give you an extra, who knows, point whatever times of a difficulty. So now your 3060 Ti, which is currently, let's look at like a LHR here. We're going to calculate this. So your LHR GPU now is making $2.24 after power. Say an LHR unlocker came out, this GPU would probably be making $1.75 because of the difficulty increasing. So now it's hurting everyone. So I'm kind of stuttering now. I don't know what to say about that, but really things you think you might want aren't really going to help you because it's just going to hurt everybody in the long term. So technically you don't want that LHR unlocker as much as you think that mega hash will help you. It's actually going to hurt you. Bring the merge on. Yeah, there's some people bring the merge on. 1660s, 36 mega hash at 80 to 84 watts with modest FR. Avoid ASICs and MSI cards because those during protections can't flash those. Interesting. Thomas Sargent, is that 80 to 84 watts at the wall, or is that 80 to 84 watts in the software? Remember, if you're using any type of software number, it's wrong. You're using more power. So that's why I want to test these a lot, because I do see a lot of the GPU testing stuff is software-based numbers, and any GPU I tested, even NVIDIA, you're seeing more power at the wall than what you're seeing in the software. It's just the way it is. AMD, obviously, it's a bigger gap. For example, I got 72 to 75 watts on my 5700 XTs in software, but at the wall, they're really like 131 watts. So keep that. 3060 Ti, you know, my Zotac Gaming saying 119 watts in the software. At the wall, it's really about 136 watts. So software numbers are not 100% accurate. Same thing with my A2000 hash rates. I was seeing anywhere from 60 to 70 watt software, but really at the wall, even the A2000 is pulling about 80 watts. So just keep that in mind. At the wall, nice. Okay, so at the wall, that's great. Amazing stuff. I really want to get my hands on one, though, because I really want to see how it works. Red Pots, am I on time? No, you're late. Fired. I'm just kidding. No, you're here. As long as you're here, you're on time. It doesn't matter when you show up. What is the model number of the fans on the HS Lite? That thing is so quiet. It's like the fans you put on your L3 Plus. It's quieter than my L3 Plus. My L3 Plus is very quiet, but I think this thing's even quieter than the L3 Plus. Like, it's crazy. This thing is absolutely silent. I will have a look at that, though. I'll write that down and try to figure that out for you, see what the model number is. I don't know what fans are actually on it. That's a great question, actually, and something I should have covered. But yeah, HS Lite fan model. Okay, I wrote that down. So I'll figure that out for you. That's an amazing question. Oh, that was fully electric. Awesome. See, leave it to fully electric to come up with the questions. Sorry, I missed it. What's the A2000 draw at the wall? It's in my blog post, so we can have a look here. Let's see if that works correctly. So let's just go to my blog right quick. I have a post of the image of my A2000 hash rate test inside this post. So let's just scroll down, going through, yada, yada. Open it up. All right, it opens up good. So here is my A2000 hash rate testing. And so I guess I'm going to have to go to full screen or something. All right, we'll go to that one. So for Ethereum, for example, I was getting 42.06 megahash. The software power was telling me 68 watts and the wall power was 78 watts. That is a hash to watt ratio based on the wall power of 0.539. So that's very good using T-Rex miner. Flux, I redid new flux test down here, and I did find that GMiner outperformed Mini Z for me on the A2000, coming in at 28.1 souls per second, 68 watt software, and 79 watts at the wall. That is 0.355 of their hash to watt type of ratio. And that, again, that was GMiner, seemed to outperform Mini Z with the A2000. We got some Ergo here, 105.9 megahash, 70 watts software, 81 watts at the wall, which I found interesting because on all my other GPUs, Ergo actually uses less power at the wall than this one. And this one actually seemed to use more power than Ethereum, which is interesting. And then we got some Aeon stuff here, but this is times 16, no slot riser. Oh yeah, I tried to put it on in the times 16 slot. So these are times 16 slot numbers based on this, and these were on your normal riser here. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, those are the numbers I got on the A2000. Another thing though, if any of you guys are aware, you CPU miners out there, where is it? Oh, it's way over here now. Close that. We do have the CPU mining calculator. So I want to I put in all my hash rates of all my rigs to kind of get an idea of what my CPUs may potentially be making. So here you can see I have about 150,000, 150 kilohash or 150,000 hashes on RandomX. Minotaur X, which is Avian, I'm sitting CPU wise of about 182 kilohash. Ghost Rider, which is RTM, I'm about 41 kilohash. Kryptonite Haven, I'm at about 13 kilohash. And I got my power in here, 12, 11, 989, 980. Curve hash, I'm at about a mega hash when it comes to Pulsar mining, 364 mega hash when it comes to Veruscoin, and then about 180 kilohash on what's the Argon? I always forget what that coin that is. It's like Buttcoin or something. I can't remember. Anyway, we're going to calculate this. And, you know, it's showing me that, you know, before power, $15.62 on Yatacoin, $12.70 after. Veruscoin is upwards of $8.57 after power, $11.16 before power. Pulsar is at $5.42 after power. Raptorium, obviously the price is down, but we are yielding more coins. Now, I know we talk about crypto winters. What to mine? Like, we're not really in a winter this time. Crypto is higher than it was in past winters, but I still think the market has room to drop more. I don't think we've hit the bottom yet, but again, we could be wrong, but hopefully we are, and it starts picking up again sometime soon. I don't think we're going to see a massive bull run again until potentially the next BTC halving, based on how previous cycles worked out. 2024, early 2025 is probably when we'll see the massive gain again. So technically, compared to the next cycle, we're coming into that winter type of situation. So that means, you know, people are like, this is not profitable. People start turning off their rigs. Now, we're still making more than if we were to buy the coin itself based on the same amount of power. So we're in the plus. We're better off mining this than we are buying the coin based on the power that we're actually using. So before we were at about 500 coins a day, 480 with this, and now we're up to 709 coins. And I really see potential of Raptorium in the future still hitting. We do know we spiked at 8 cents at that point back then. I think I was around $40,000 worth of profits at that time. So if we hit 10 cents now, because I've still been mining it and everything, I'm probably upwards of $55,000 to $60,000, which is pretty crazy. That's if we hit 8 cents. And I really think Raptorium has room to go above that. But right now, like we say, crypto winters, people are pulling their rigs off because they think things aren't profitable. Looking right here, we're still profitable, and we're profitable on the CPU than GPUs were back in the past crypto winter 2018, 2019. So no, that's looking really good. But we see massive gains here because we're mining more yield per coin per day than what we previously were because of that difficulty drop in. We have the potential time, or we have the potential coins here to see huge gains moving into the future because people are pulling their rigs off of these coins and we're getting more because of it. So, you know, it's helping us out that believe in these type of projects moving forward to the next bull run, which is what I plan on doing. So that's just another strategy you can use. Did you see in the last week Doge started to pump? Do you know why? I heard something about it, but I haven't really paid attention to Dogecoin at all, really. But I heard some people talking about it in various places about Doge starting to pump and stuff, which is interesting. But I think we're going to see that throughout it, though. Like, everything's happened. Same with the 2017 to the 2022 winter area in there. Like, after the dumped out the end of 2017, so I guess early 2018 up to there, the same thing happened. Like, we saw some nice spikes in between, and obviously we hit the next big, huge bull run, and it lasted quite some time. But we're going to see the same thing. We're going to see spikes, then we're going to see downfalls back and forth. It's just the way it works. But I really think we're going to go down even further. But I don't think we're going to hit the point where, you know, a single GPU is down to 20 cents, 15 cents, 30 cents, you know, 50 cents like that. I think we're still going to remain, depending on the GPU, you know, around $1 plus per GPU. But once Ethereum does end, it's a whole different story completely. The difficulty is literally going to crush everything, and we are going to see. It doesn't matter. Even the A2000s are probably going to be in the red. But the main thing about the A2000s and how efficient they are is they can come back online sooner and before the other GPUs hitting that green again. In UK, diesel is $1.75. Electricity's cheapest 29 cents kilowatt hour. That's crazy. What is happening in the world is terrible. It is difficult to predict what will happen next, but it looks like global collapse. You know, there is a lot of talk about recessions going on. Something this could happen, and who knows? We don't know. None of us can tell the future. If someone says this is going to happen at this time, if they're not a time traveler, then they're lying to you. No one can predict the future. Like I just said, you know, I hope Raptorium comes up. I have high expectations for it, but that doesn't mean it is. It could not. It could literally die and, you know, drop to under 0.004 cents. Like when I first started mining Raptorium, it was 0.0004 of a cent. So it's actually almost double of when I originally started to mine it. And then obviously, you know, it spiked and the difficulty started picking up and the yield goes down, yada, yada, yada. But I think it has huge potential. Like, what if one of these coins do this? Who would have thought? Like, look at Cardano for a while there. It was really, really low. No one really talking about it. And then it just pumped out of nowhere. Boom. It made people millions. Red Panda almost made millions, but he sold it before that happened. I missed that. I just heard you got people talking about it. But yeah, he missed out on that one. And, you know, that makes a lot of people sad. I think Raptorium has the potential to pump. I think a bunch of these other coins have potential to pump. Sia coin, I was talking about that SH Lite earlier. It does look like it's been dipping a little lower each run. But there's people out there that are predicting, you know, again, if you're predicting, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's all speculation. But, you know, there's talk that, you know, something good could come out of it. It's a privacy coin. People are really starting to dig more on the privacy aspect, especially with what's coming out with like Web3 and everything, you know, pulling everyone's information away from all the centralized entities and companies and actually being able to utilize it yourself. You know, all these privacy coins and stuff are slowly starting to pick up more in price. We could see massive gains on XMR. We could see Sia coin do this. We could see Ergo. Ergo is a half privacy coin as well. It's built around ERC20, which is Ethereum, as we all know. It's built around Monero, and it's also built around, I can't remember what the other one is. Oh, it's all built a little bit around BTC code. So it's got a little bit of privacy in there, and, you know, that's why we could see massive gains happening there. And obviously we got Flux, which is, you know, a big thing when it comes to the Web3. So all these things, Yatacoin, that's another one too I want to point out. It's fairly new, not doing too much. I do have my rigs actually currently sitting on Yatacoin, as you can see here. Refresh. So you can see I got some Yatacoin stuff happening here, and the calculator is saying Yatacoin is near the top. So I'm testing that out to see how well it does. There's not much volume. It's hard to sell right now, but it's another coin that's CPU mineable, but it's also trying to do some Web3 type of operations, which again, all these things could have huge impacts moving into the future. But right now, it's just too soon to really tell. Living wage or officially minimum wage, 12,000. You're wrong. The average salary in the country is about 43,000. Yeah, that wasn't me. I didn't say nothing like that. We got 125 viewers, 32 likes. Come on, guys. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Smash all those good buttons that follow with hitting stuff. You know, good stuff. We didn't even spin the intro, but that's okay. We're not going to do it. But I did do some fails earlier, so I had to put up my fail counter when I was saying people's names. I did butcher a couple names. So I'm going to go with about, say, 3 fails. That seem good, or should we have more fails? EU talking about demanding that transactions can't be anonymous for cryptos. Yeah, you know what? Not going to happen. Well, they can try to happen. You know, obviously, the more decentralized, the more centralized platforms try to adapt all this, the more they're trying to, you know, get more out of you. You know, that's the whole purpose between all these stable coins and everything. Like, I know all these countries now, you know, China's doing it now. Canada's talking about it. USA's thinking about it now and hiring these crypto people. But a stable coin or a CBODC or whatever the heck they're called now, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty much a coin that has your picture stamped on it with all your stuff. That's all it is. They want people, they want to be able to track you and do everything they can. And they want to get more out of you. That's where platforms that don't require KYC are really getting hit with all these different types of sanctions and stuff. But ultimately, you know, that's the choice a lot of people want to use. And that's where XMR is like, you know, it's the Mac Daddy privacy of them all. And there's actually, is it up to 900,000 now? I can't remember. The IRS allegedly has like a bounty. It started at like 7 and went to 8. And I think it's at like 900,000. But it's going on for like over a year now. But they're trying to get somebody to be able to crack XMR to be able to track transactions. No one has done it yet. That is like the 100, you know, go-to privacy type of coin. And, you know, that's really what crypto is supposed to stand for in general. You know, we have these decentralized, Ethereum, the way it's moving right now, it's going to turn centralized. Big firms are going to buy it. We got Vitalik and its devs holding the majority of the Ethereum. There's more Ethereum in the devs' pockets, which is why they want this POS to go through, is then the miners have been mining it ever since it first hit mainnet and proof of work. The pre-mine was massive, and it's the majority of ETH that's still circulating. So, yeah, obviously, Ethereum's going to turn centralized. Banks are going to be investing in this. They're going to get into it. And, you know, the main defense that the Ethereum guys said is, we encourage you guys not to centralize. Well, if I had $1 billion, I went in there and, you know, I wanted to buy, you know, X amount. I wanted to buy 50% of Ethereum or something. And, you know, they say, well, we encourage you not to. You think that's going to stop somebody? No, it's not. It's not going to stop them whatsoever. So just saying they encourage it, it's not going to happen. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the altcore dev thing as well. So I find something really, really funny here. One is they're kind of pushing a note here on the difficulty bomb. As they know, originally, you know, it's supposed to be set in June. It's supposed to happen in June. You know, the merge, all this stuff, set for June. Then they started kind of changing their mind and saying, well, it'll happen sometime this year. And then it went to pretty much, you know, it'll be ready when it's ready. Now, they're kind of planting a seed. And what I mean by seed here is, you know, they're trying to say, you know what? There's a potential we might have to extend this difficulty bomb. Now, they have been extending the difficulty bomb since 2017. So any talk about, you know, this bomb actually going through and wrecking everything, not going to happen. They're always going to extend this if it's not ready. That once it goes off, it has gone off a couple times in the past, but it takes like a good month for, you know, like they say here, up to 14 to 17 second block times. We're currently sitting around 15. It'll take a good month. 4 to 8 weeks is actually what they're saying here. So a month and a half for it to actually hit 17 seconds. So the bomb is very, very slow. So it does have time to actually explode. But they won't let it get to the point where block rewards start hitting 20 seconds, 25, because that's dramatically going to slow down the network. Imagine going from 4 blocks a minute to only 2 blocks a minute or something, right? You know, the network's going to slow down. Gas fees are going to quadruple, and, you know, it's just going to be insane. So anyway, they're pointing out here that, you know, if they're not ready, they have the chance, you know, they can just delay that difficulty bomb. Yes, we know this. You've been doing it lots. But the point is here, they're relaying the seed. They're mentioning that, you know what, We can do it if we have to. We already know you can do it. You've been doing it forever already. But they're just saying that they could. So that means later on when they finally do tell us officially that they're not ready and they're going to delay this, people will be like, oh yeah, remember they said they might have to delay it. It's okay. That's because they're planting that seed now. So pretty much them just planting that seed is guaranteeing it's not going to be ready by June or July. So I just want to point that forward. Another thing here, it's kind of funny. When you read a lot of this stuff coming out of Tim Bako, he's like the PR guy telling everyone what's going on. He's saying pretty much like, let's just see here. We're all like, where is it? With specs for the merge, where is it? It's expected to the new pub testnet. I can't find the parts, but he's pretty much saying, yes, we have all hands on deck. We're working 100%. We're actually doing 150%. Everybody, this is all they're thinking about, all they're working on. They're going crazy 24/7. That's the way the PR standpoint is talking to us. Now, if you listen to the actual dev call themselves, all these devs on this network, they're pretty much, this is how they actually sound is, yeah, I'll look at that next week. Yeah, you know what? I got to go get groceries first, and then I got to go to the park, and then I might go on a field trip with my daughter, and then, you know, maybe in a couple weeks after my vacation, then I'll look at that part. So you kind of see what's going on here. The PR standpoint is, you know what, we're working on it now. It's the only thing we're thinking of. It's the only thing we're doing. And on the dev standpoint, listening to them in the backgrounds and how they're talking, they're not very enthused about it. And, you know, obviously it doesn't sound like this is what their really main focus is. So I think that's kind of funny, listening to the way they talk and then, you know, looking at their PR standpoints of where they're sitting. So keep that in mind as well. You know, they're trying to make it look like we're ready to roll. We're working. It's going to be out. And the devs are really like, yeah, maybe I'll get to it if I feel like it this week. So, you know, it's kind of funny how that's kind of playing out there. But that's just the way I'm kind of looking at these things when I see things. Take your time, Dave. Devs, we're in no rush. No, we're not. We're not in any rush whatsoever. Like as a miner standpoint, for sure. Now, there is talks about the shadow merge and everything. And if you're unfamiliar with the shadow merge, essentially that's when I think it's still on testnet. They did say something about they wanted to start doing it on mainnet this week. I don't know if that happened or not. Some people said they were seeing weird hash rates at their pool and stuff where they're sending shares, but they weren't, you know, they still didn't have a current hash rate type of thing. So I don't know if it was a pool bug or what. But regardless, the shadow merge, eventually when they start doing it, it's one of the final stages of, you know, testing the actual POS system. And that's when it's like a parallel entity. You have POW working alongside a POS. And at any random time, they're going to flick the switch and POS will be validating the blocks and everything for an X amount of time. So depending how long they do it and how often, so if they run it on for like say 4 blocks, so, you know, 1 minute, or 2 blocks, which is essentially, you know, 30 seconds, or 1 block, which is 15 seconds, or they run it for 5 minutes at a time, you know, 3 times a day or whatever, it doesn't matter. We don't know how long they're going to test it for, but as they do, I imagine they're going to turn it on more and more and more often. But while the POS side is validating blocks, the POW side isn't validating anything. So we could see potential profit drops when they actually start doing that, because POW, which is our GPUs and everything, ASICs, whatever you got running on Ethereum, they're going to be mining to nothing. They're going to be sending shares, mining, but they're not validating any blocks. Therefore, they're not getting any rewards. And the POS side is validating those blocks. So I keep on watching every day. I take a look at EtherScan, see if any of this is happening yet. According to the Ethereum dev call, or the Ethereum Altcore dev update by Bako there, he says it's just going to be testnet still. They're not ready for that yet on the actual mainnet, but it will be coming. And then at their dev call, they said they wanted to test mainnet next week. So I don't really know what's going on there, if that was an April Fool's joke or if they're actually wanting to test it this week. So I don't know. But, you know, regardless, eventually this shadow merge thing will slowly become a thing. So just keep that in mind. If you start noticing weird block times, weird block rewards, you know, you're all of a sudden you're just dropped down to nothing, you know, that may be a sign that POS is slowly going live on the POW side on mainnet. Okay, yeah. Anyway, take your time, Des. What we got here on the good old live chat? That is how the FBI tracked all the BTC. They compensated after FPOS. Only true miners will keep their mining stuff. What do you think of ETC's fifth inning? Oh yeah, that's coming up. That's this month. I messed up when I first originally did that video, which was, it's not on here anymore. Okay, it must be on the second page or something. But I did the video and I messed up because I had Ethereum still in there. And I'm sure if you guys seen that, you'd know that. I don't believe I messed it up, but I'll have to do an updated video on that. But let's have a look. Let's just go to ETC block height. I believe it's 15 million and one. We need Ether. No, I don't want that. Miner stat. I should just went to the DAG calculator. Miner stat, ETC, that. DAG calculator, where are you? Okay, it's not there. DAG calculator, ETC. Miner stat, DAG size calculator, yada, yada, yada. So I did it on this and I spent forever editing it and adding all these fancy arrows and everything. And I don't know how I didn't catch myself, but I did it all with Ethereum. So it made it look like it was going to happen 2 or 3 months later when it's happening this month. So anyway, let's go look at ETC officially. And I believe block height 15 million and one is when this is happening. So 15 million and one. April 25th, 2022 at looks like 3 minutes after midnight. Now remember, this is going to change depending on how fast the blocks and everything were found. So at block height 15 million and one, Ethereum Classic will be having a fifthening, and that is essentially, you know, a halving like Ravencoin had. It cuts the block rewards in half. Well, this will be cutting it down by a fifth. So we're going to be going from, let's just find what to mine here. We're going to click on Ethereum Classic. Where's Ethereum Classic? There we go. So we're going to be dropping that block reward from 3.1. I think it's 2.6 something. I have it saved. Yes, 2.56. So that block reward is going to go to 2.56. So let's just have an idea. What are we looking at right now? Let's just look up a rig right quick, actually. So let's just say, you know, you got 63090s. We got 63090s rocking and rolling, you know, wasting power because that's a good idea these days. Don't buy 3090s, guys. Oh my gosh. I need to sell mine. That's one of my go-to things. I'm going to sell my 3090s. I'm going to keep my 3080 just for gaming and stuff. But I'm going to get rid of my 3090s, swap that out to maybe 4 A2000s if possible. But anyway, we're going to change this block reward now to 2.56. And so right now we're making $15.76 a day. We're going to calculate that. We're down to $11.79. So profitability is dropping. Currently, if this was to happen right now, we're going to go to $3.79 from $15 and some. So that's what's going to be happening. April 22nd, another GPU mineable, also ASIC mineable coin is dropping its block rewards just in time for, you know, good old POS to fall into Ethereum in a couple months. Allegedly, it's going to be extended, I'm thinking. But yeah, that's happening on ETC. We're going to have a reduced block reward because, you know, it's a good idea these days to keep doing that, I guess. So they think. Stopping by to say what up, y'all. Phone died in ETA 20 seconds later, dudes. Thank you, MC. See you later, and thanks for the quick stop by. I'm only half there. Got work to send out for 3 p.m. Eastern. Nice. eBay GPU prices are still well over MSRP, so miners have not given up yet or reduced equipment. I'm guessing everyone is leaning towards delayed implementation of Eth2. Yeah, I really do think it's going to be delayed for a while, for sure. But at the same time, you know, if you wait till the very last second and you want, if you are planning on selling anything, it would be a good time to do it sooner than later, because at that point in time, like right now, like you said, they're still above MSRP. So if you just undercut whatever people are selling for, but you're still above MSRP, depending what you paid for your GPU, you could still make a little bit on your GPU, but honestly, after Ethereum's gone, you may not even be able to sell it. Like, there's going to be so many GPUs out there, like, it's going to be coming. Like, they're going to be down to, like, $100 for 580s again, $80 for 580s. You know, 1660 Ti's could potentially be down to $100, $200 Canadian, you know, stuff like that. The price are going to drop so much that you're going to be losing money if you sell at that point. But at the same time, depending on the situation you're in, you know, you might not care if you're losing on it. So it is better to sell sooner than later. And then there's other people out there like, no, I'm not selling. It's not worth it, yada, yada. But seriously, I don't know. I need to make a video where I say, comment under this video after Ethereum 2 takes place. And I kind of want to go through all this stuff because I want to see what actually happens. Once Ethereum's gone, I want to see, you know, what are the results? What are people thinking from before, where I can just swap a coin, you know, it's always going to be profitable, yada, yada, to the point where it actually happens. And I really think it's not going to be profitable for at least a couple months, upwards of potentially even a couple years, depending on, again, how high the price goes and how many miners do sell off their hardware, because there are massive farms that have massive amounts of GPUs. And remember, they're either not paying for power because they're using flared gas, or they own their own power supplies, or they're only paying 1 to 3 cents per kilowatt hour. Look at Hut 8, $30 million of CMP 170 cards. Those high-end CMP 90s and 170 cards, yes, they're expensive, but they hash like crazy on all the coins. They do good on Raven Coin. They do good on Flux and Ergo. They do fairly well on the other algorithms as well, not just Ethereum. Now, the first CMP, what is the first, 40 or something like that? That thing was actually garbage. It only was okay for ETH, and it wasn't even that great on it. But the high-end 90s and 170s, those things are monsters, and farms have them. So, yeah, keep that in mind, too. You can't compete as a residential miner unless you're running solar against those guys. And then, you know, they also have banks and banks of money. Take Hut 8, for example. You know, they recorded a loss this year, which means on their taxes and everything, you know, they didn't take too much of a hit. But in reality, they got over 5,000 or 6,000 Bitcoin sitting in their cold storage vault wallet. So are they really at a loss? Look how much money they got. They can afford to pay power in the lows and then just write it off. So keep that in mind as well. You should teach people to have a separate energy fund to pay for electric with a 2-year run rate. That'd be a good idea. You know, have a little separate. I could look into that. That's something I should probably do myself as well, because I got hit with another big electricity bill. I'm just like, oh my gosh, another one. Why? And then yeah. I do recognize though that it's a niche. Yeah, it is very much one of them as well. I am not selling. I will mine through. We'll make sure to let you know what I think after the merge. Thanks for running through the 15. Yeah, no problem. Let's just have a look, guys. You know, let's have a quick look here, for example. Like, what are you guys looking at? Yeah, here's a CPU mining calculator. Let's do an update. How are we looking here? Oh, we went up a little bit, $13. We had a little price jump on Yada coin. That's good. It's good stuff. Anyway, that's not what we're looking at here. Let's go, you know, let's look at a coin. How well which coin do you plan on mining? Let's do that. I'm on the wrong website here. Where is my normal website? Oh, that's right. Duh, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, let's go back to what to mine. Where are you? No, what to mine? There you are. Oh my gosh, I can't find my right tabs up top. Oh my gosh, now I'm on my website. Stop it. Okay, here we are. So what coin are you guys looking at? Like, I know, you know, everyone's going to come here once Ethereum's gone and be like, oh, this is number one, I'm going to move to that. This is number one, I'm going to move to that. Is that one of your go-to strategies? Just keep coming to what to mine? Because remember, a whole bunch of people are going to be doing that too. What Ergo may be on, you know, let's just get rid of Ergo. We'll get rid of Ethereum right now. It's no longer on the list. There's no more Ethereum mining. All right. Weird, huh? But it's not there. Now, obviously, these numbers are going to be a lot lower. But we're looking at this. What are we going to do? People are going to come in, look at Ergo. Okay, we're going to mine Ergo. It's number one. Move your rigs on there. Within 10 minutes, Ergo is going to go from first all the way down to here because that hash rate's crazy. It's just going to drop it like nuts. So next thing you know, conceal moves up. Everyone moves to conceal. Then everyone moves to equal. And it's going to keep doing this for a long time. Just bouncing. So now we're going to decide what are we going to do. Pulsar. That's a CPU coin. I don't think you can mine that on the beat. Okay. Randomness Garu. So Raven coin. You're going with Raven coin. All right. Let's just look at Raven coin right now. And you know, what are your rigs? Let's look at your rigs. What kind of rigs do you got running right now? Where are you? Random Mass Garu. What do you got for rigs? Let's look at your profitability after Ethereum on Raven coin. See what it looks like with only a 5 times difficulty increase. You know, this is a lot of stuff people don't realize, and I think this is probably going to blow some of your guys' minds. Pancake coin. Everyone hit up the pancakes, you know, maybe some bunny coin or whatever else is out there at the time. Hey, BDDD, what's going on? I said it very fast. Was that fast enough? But I'm just waiting to get a rig count here. See what kind of rigs he has. Okay, or we can just go with something basic. You know, let's go. How many 38? Let's do a 12 by 3080 rig, non-LHR, even though it doesn't really factor too much into it. Calculate 3080s, 12 of them. Raven coin. $26.56. Awesome. Awesome. So we're going to open this in a new tab so we can get at some stuff here. All right. So let's just do, just download more power. Yeah, Meow, you're 100%. Thank you very much for the 30 NT, guys. We're also, I want to test the Threadripper, so I need a crowd fund on the Threadripper fund. But yeah, download more power. I wish it was that easy. But anyway, we're looking at 123080s. Now we got to figure out how much hash rate is GPUs. So we currently sitting at 1 petahash here on Ethereum. Now, a lot of people think 70 to 80% could be GPUs, only 20% ASIC. Other people think 60% GPUs. You know, we're going to go down the middle. Let's say 50% of 1 petahash is GPUs. So that is 500 terahash. So we got 500 terahash of GPU hash rate hanging out on good old Ethereum. So we're going to pull in our good old, where are we at? Hash power calculator. 500. So we're going to need 500 terahash. Actually, we can just put in, where's terahash? 500 here. So we got 500 terahash now. So that is like, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, a whole bunch of zeros in terms of mega hash, which is 500,000 mega hash. Is that what it works out to? Anyway, we got to calculate this down to like 3080. We need GPU profitability here. So let's look at calculator. We need a calculator. We're opening this up. So we got this much mega hash. Copy. So 5,000. W that 1,000. So we got crap tons. So I got to figure out these zeros here. So how many zeros was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're just going to work this into like Ethereum type of hash rate just to do it easy. We get about 100 mega hash on Ethereum with 3080. So that works out to be 5 million RTX 3080s worth of hash rate. So we can simply convert that over into Ravencoin hash rate by going into a 3080s here and putting in 5 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom. So now on Kapow, this is how much hash rate in mega hash we have to come in to Ravencoin. So we're going to copy this over. Did I get that one there? Let me just make sure I got that one. Whoop. Okay, so this is the mega hash that we have coming in worth of GPUs of, you know, 5 million 3080s worth of GPUs converted down into Kapow mega hash, because you can't use this one. This is 500 terahash here. We got to convert that over. Kapow is about 50% less, you know, maybe 60%, 40% less. Anyway, we're going to take this back into our hash power here. Now we're going to take our mega hash, copy it into here, and now we're going to look at how much is on the Ravencoin network currently. There's 4 terahash. And how much do we have coming in? 197.5 terahash. So let's just go 497 terahash. We're going to divide that by 4 terahash. So we're going to divide that by 4 terahash. There's potentially 124 times the hash rate that could hit Ravencoin by itself. 124 times. So we're only going to look at 5 times the increase. 5 times. Remember, this is going to spread around, be all over the place. But, you know, say Ravencoin hits first place and all this hits it at once. We're just going to see what this looks like with only a 5 times difficulty increase. So let's take this number. Got to find my phone here and find my calculator. So we got 49,017. 49017. We are going to times that by 5. We're only going to 5 times difficulty increase here. That comes out to 245,000. 245,085. So right now, if it was to happen today with only 5 times the hash rate coming in, and we've seen there's over 100 and some times the hash rate of GPUs at 50% GPUs and ASICs coming into just a coin like Ravencoin, we're currently sitting at a profits of $26 a day, and our estimated reward is 486 coins per day with 123080s. We calculate it now. We're now only getting 97 coins per day, and we're negative 45 cents after power. This is the point where you turn off your rigs because you're losing money. You're better off spending the price you spent on your power buying coins. You could end up with like 130 coins, or you could mine 97 for spending the same amount of power. So if it happened right now with only a 5 times difficulty increase, you're already in the red on 12 by 3080s. You're not making anything with 12 3080s. That's insane. And this is just a fraction of the hash rate that's actually set to come in. So this is where I say we're going to need big price jumps moving forward. And there's enough hash rate to easily times 5 the top 10 coins, all at the exact same time. So these are numbers that we kind of got to look into after Ethereum is gone. Yes, we can simply change to another coin, but difficulty has a bigger impact on the coin itself than price actually does. So we're going to need miners to sell off rigs and quit mining, and we're going to need the price to also jump through the moon. So kind of keep that in mind looking forward. It's not going to be as easily as just swapping a coin like a whole bunch of people just seem like, that's what they're going to do. You got to do more research. Now, I'm not saying this is how it's going to play out. I really hope it's not. I'm just basing everything on the numbers here, and it's looking bad, at least for a fair amount of time. Like I said, it could take years before GPUs are actually in the green again. And it's not actually going to fall out in Mary. You're competing against people that pay hardly any power. It's going to be different where you live. And this is why I am dictating A2000s are probably the only GPUs you should look for. I plan on selling my 3090s and, maybe my 3060 Ti's, even though they're non-LHR. I would swap those out for A2000s in a heartbeat because that is the better play moving forward. You want to get the most amount of mega hash for the least amount of power possible. But that's just me. So I don't know. What's your guys' opinions on this? I see, did someone else go live? I see a lot of people got mad at me and left the live stream. So I don't know if that has something to do with me saying, GPUs aren't looking good, or if, someone else went live. Who will pump so many will have so much gas and oil surplus that their power will be so cheap. Oh, yeah, crazy. Oh, Panda just went live? Okay. Red Panda just went live. All right, then I guess we could do a Panda raid. You guys want to go do a Panda raid? Check out Panda. Let's go see if we can find Red Panda. YouTube. Do a Panda raid. Where's Red Panda? He is right here. Bam. Bam. All right. Copy this. Everyone go check out Red Panda Mining. He just went live. Check it out. We'll continue this again either later tonight on Twitch. I do go on live on Twitch, so be sure to check out RabidMining on Twitch. And if I don't do that tonight, then, obviously we'll also pick this up and have potentially another live stream tomorrow. But go check out the Red Panda, guys. Make sure to say Rabid Raid, all that good stuff. I thank everyone for showing up, and I'll see you on the next one.